The family of GOP Representative Paul Gosar are once again calling him out, as they did with an ad when initially tracked, this time for his promotion of the big lie. Let's watch.
There is no one member of Congress more responsible for the attack on the Capitol than Congressman Paul Gosar. My name is Jennifer Gosar.
My name is Tim Gosar.
My name is David Gosar. I am Paul Gosar's brother.
Gosar is my brother.
My brother.
And he should be held accountable for all the lies he told.
That led to the attack on the Capitol
on January 6th.
Immediately following Fox News calling Arizona for Biden.
There were rallies outside Maricopa County Clerk's office.
And Paul was right in the middle of them.
He's saying things like, we're gonna fight to the bitter end. This is our Alamo.
This is our Alamo.
Paul's one of the first people to tell the big lie about Dominion voting machines.
Dominion seems to be set to changing Republican votes to Democrat.
And he tried to sell that lie every chance he could.
He should have criminal consequences, and if he's found guilty, should go to jail.
So those are, like, we're used to seeing politicians being criticized, and they're bringing the receipts. He did spread the big lie over and over and over again, like so many of his colleagues did. But there is something, and we were getting into this during the break, there is something about seeing it coming from family members that it just kind of makes you a little bit uncomfortable, or at least for me. What did you think?
Oh, it doesn't make me uncomfortable at all. It makes me feel have a lot more confidence in humanity, because too often do we see people, whether it's their kin or their company or whatever, not speak out and not say anything despite knowing that the person is problematic in various ways. And so to see these brothers and sisters band together to speak truth, knowing that it will come from an influential place, since generally, you stand by your family 100%, blood thicker than water, business, it really says that great, their moral compasses have not been, derailed by virtue of the fact that they are related to this individual.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, John, I have some cousins, man. They still owe me money. They're not going to get invited to the barbecue, but here's a guarantee. They're not going to sit and produce a commercial against me, right? What kind of POS is this individual to where your family will literally do a commercial against you and basically say in the commercial, you're a killer and you need to be in prison. And let's not forget that back in 2018, 6 of his siblings, not just 3, but 6 of his siblings endorsed his political opponent. This guy is beyond problematic. And when you hear his rhetoric, of course it lines up. And I agree with Adrienne. I'm actually thankful that someone, even though it's a blood relative or blood relatives, they're able to see the kind of destruction that this individual can bring to a country. And they've decided not really to break rank, they've decided to unite. He broke rank. And they have launched a campaign once again against him. They were unsuccessful 2 years ago, they may be successful now.
Perhaps. I'm glad that they're doing it. I'm glad that, I don't think that we actually read it. I should have. In the previous story of AOC and Ted Cruz sort of going back and forth, she reminded him that his resignation was about 85 days overdue.
Yeah, that was cool.
It's just a reminder that they spent months trying to overturn the election, doing media appearances, court things, all of that. State legislatures voting to try to take over the process. They sent rival electors. They did all of that. And then after all of that and all of it failing, then on the 6th, their people came and attacked. And then after that, their representatives and senators still tried to vote to overturn it. And it hasn't mattered at all. Some of the people who were dumb enough to try to overthrow the election at the Capitol that wore horns and stuff, they got arrested.
Yeah.
But those who wore ties, there hasn't been any consequences whatsoever. And that just seems so fundamentally wrong that after all of this, why not do it in the future?
Yeah.
What's the worst? Why accept an election in the future if there's no consequences to trying to overthrow it? If the only thing that determines whether democracy exists is just raw power, then just try it until you eventually succeed. And that's my fear, is that they're gonna come out of this not feeling chastised or worried about how the country might respond if they try to do it again, but just fired up to learn from this experience and try to be a bit more effective in the future.
Yeah, because how much have they suffered? Because even these individuals who did get arrested for the January 6th insurrection, I don't know of anyone saying I'm leaving the Republican Party or I'm no longer going to support this ideology. If anything, it almost solidified their beliefs even more, and that's a dangerous thing. But the reality is that there are no consequences. There is no deterrent, as you've noted, and so I do very much appreciate these family members speaking up and speaking out against their brother.
Yeah, and it's bigger than the election. They were trying to overturn democracy. And it's baffling to me that these individuals that attempted to overturn democracy, those individuals who voted to not accept the constitutionally mandated electors, and those who decided to launch these frivolous court hearings, saying that somehow democracy was wrong, how are they still part of the mainstream conversation? This is an attack on the country. And the individuals who got arrested for committing those acts of terrorism, they're getting arrested for real simple charges. Many of them, most of them, are not going to serve any real jail time. This is treason. This is an attack on the nation. It's more than an attack on an election, it's an attack on democracy. And if you do not get this under control, you're right, John, you're right. This will likely happen again, because these guys are getting the minimal punishment for doing the ultimate sin against a nation that they're citizens of.
Yeah, and while we're reminding people of little lingering things, there's just a few things that I have not seen any updates on this. I apologize if I somehow missed it, or if maybe 6 months from now we'll have an answer. But did any Congress people do tours in the lead up? Did that ever happen? Was there no camera footage? I guess there's no cameras in the building to check. And wasn't a Congresswoman's like panic button taken out?
Yeah.
We heard about that, and then that was it. I have not heard anything else about that, or who would have been in a position to do that. It's really weird how much is just like, I guess we're moving on as a country.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.